3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, and it starts again. That conversation from 2 days ago. The one where you said the wrong thing, or didn't say anything at all. Did I sound weird when I said that? Why did they pause before answering? And now, your brain is replaying it, frame by frame, filling in the response you should have given. But here's the part that keeps you awake. You're not just remembering it, you're rewriting it. And every time you do, it gets a little darker than it actually was. A silence becomes a verdict. A blank expression becomes proof that they saw right through you. If your mind replays conversations long after they're over, this one's for you. What you're doing has a name: post-event processing. It's not weakness. It's not overthinking for the sake of it. It's something your brain developed to protect you from social failure. Maybe you grew up somewhere getting things wrong had consequences. Maybe a wrong word, or even silence, could trigger anger or disappointment. Or maybe it wasn't anything that obvious. Sometimes it's just a lifetime of feeling like you weren't quite enough in conversations. Like people were always watching for the moment you'd slip. So your brain learned to go back over every interaction, searching for mistakes, preparing defenses, building a case for next time. Did I talk too much? Was I annoying without realizing it? The problem is, the court never closes. The review never ends. And every time you replay the conversation, your brain doesn't just remember it, it edits it. You aren't trying to torture yourself. Your mind is trying to protect you from something that maybe isn't even there anymore. But it doesn't know how to stop. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain when you replay. First, there's something called the default mode network, the DMN. This is the part of your brain that kicks in when you're not focused on the outside world. It handles memory, daydreaming, and the story you tell yourself about who you are. In a healthy brain, the DMN quiets down when you're engaged with the world, but in anxious minds, it doesn't. It stays on, even when you're supposed to be resting, even when you're supposed to be sleeping. The DMN keeps running the footage over and over, and every time it does, it adds something, and that's where it gets darker. Because here's the second part: memory reconsolidation. Your memory isn't a video file. It's more like a Wikipedia page. Every time you go back to it, your brain rebuilds the scene from scattered pieces. And if you're anxious when you do, which you are at 3 a.m., that anxiety gets written into the memory. So the first time you replay it, there's an awkward pause. The second time, the pause feels longer. Their face looks different, more skeptical. Why did they look at me like that? And after a while, it starts to feel more real than what actually happened. By the 10th replay, the conversation has become a horror movie. You're not remembering the moment. You're building a nightmare out of the moment. Here's the paradox. You think replaying these conversations is helping you prepare, keeping you safe from future embarrassment. But it's doing the opposite. Every replay cements the failure in your memory. It makes the next social situation feel more dangerous. Your brain is treating embarrassment like danger. Your brain isn't reviewing the conversation to learn. It's reviewing it to punish. And the punishment never ends because the crime, whatever small thing you said or didn't say, was never a crime at all. The shift is this: the replay isn't evidence of who you are. It's evidence of how hard your nervous system is working to keep you safe. You're not broken. You're overprotected. And that conversation you've been replaying, the one that feels unbearable at 3 a.m., most people forgot about it before they left the room. Tonight, if the replay starts, don't fight it. Don't argue with it. Just notice it. Say to yourself, there it is again. And then put the globe down. Stop holding the whole moment in your hands. Because here's what your brain won't tell you. The conversation is over. The room is empty. And the version of you that keeps replaying it, the one who sees judgment in every silence, that version was never real. The real version is the one lying in bed, trying to sleep, doing their best. And that has always been enough. The echo isn't the truth. It's just the last thing in your mind that hasn't learned to be quiet yet. If you're tired of your brain turning every conversation into a courtroom, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.